Rams have had a surprising season so far. They're having a Seattle Seahawks 2022 like season. One of the surprises here. They are coming off, honestly, I would say one of the best games I think I've seen them play all year against the Baltimore Ravens. Unfortunately, they lost off just a crazy punt return and overtime type game, and
with
just
multiple blocks in the back during.
Yes, yeah. So, but there was nothing to hang your heads. They're definitely, I think, one of the best teams in the NFC when it comes to the wild card position here. So they're in a great spot going up against Washington Commanders, who are not having the season that they're wanting to have. But there's definitely some positives, though. I think you guys have found your quarterback of the future in Sam Howell, who's having a great year. Coming off a bye in Los Angeles, as where the game's going to be played. Ryan, what are your overall thoughts on each of these teams?
So I agree with you. I think the Commanders have found their franchise quarterback in Sam Howell. I do think there is an asterisk there, is I think Eric Bieniemy is going to have to survive another round of head coaching interviews and not get a job for him to continue to see this kind of success, because I think Eric Bieniemy does play a big part in this Washington Commanders offense. And I think if Sam Howell gets another season under Bieniemy, he'll really be able to come in here and keep his league leading yards and passing yards, and then be able to limit some of the interceptions and mistakes and things that that he is also, I think, leading the league in.
Yeah.
And that's just, he's basically a rookie quarterback. He played one game last year. He started every game, I think, for them this year, and he's playing well. But he's making a lot of mistakes. He's making a lot of really good plays too, but still just a lot of mistakes. And I think that kind of defines the Commanders season as a whole. Is I think they're just kind of a boomer bust team. This secondary is still a liability. I think we're going to look back at that Emmanuel Forbes pick and look at Christian Gonzalez taken right after it, and kind of scratch our heads and like, I don't know what they saw there.
But I still remember when that pick happened, we were kind of shocked.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was a first round corner just because he was like 168 pounds at the combine. Like that is light for an NFL corner.
I mean, he's got some of the traits. I mean, he is on the lighter side, but he's also 6'2", and I think he's got arms that like go across the country. So like he's got the traits, and so maybe it's just a rough rookie year.
Yeah.
But it definitely was just a shock, just because we just thought Gonzalez was the consensus number one. When it comes to Sam Howell, I think he's having the type of quarterback season that you would honestly want for him to have. All things considered, he has no problem throwing it around to all of his weapons here. So, like, if I pull up his the receiving stats here, he is having a whale of a season. Statistically, he's got pass sets, 3,466 passing yards to 18 touchdowns on 14 picks. Yes, but I think the thing that I like the most, though, is just the diversity that he has of throwing to all of his targets. Terry McLaurin, the number one receiver, is at 694 yards. Curtis Samuel's at 508 yards. John Dotson's at 458. You even have Logan Thomas, Brian Robinson Jr. as well, and De'Ami Brown, all having significant playing time as well, and significant roles in this offense. They have a great skill position player set, but you're right there. They need to work on the secondary, and they've sold off some pieces already in this season.
Yeah, they need to get another edge rusher.
You know, the edge rusher, yeah. They have to trade on Chase Young and Montez Sweat. But then also, too, I think they're in a prime spot in the draft as well to go get Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt or really the best offensive lineman, depending on kind of where they end up falling. But even then, too, I think this tackle class is good enough where I think even if they fall closer to the outside the top 10 or maybe 8th or 9th, maybe they could chase might not be the right word, but convince themselves to go take like an Amarius Mims or a J.C. Latham or something like that to help out with their offensive line if they miss on Olu and Joe Alt. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. And to your point, too, Eric Bieniemy, glad to see him having a lot of success. And I think proving like it wasn't just Andy Reid was the guy calling plays here. A lot of speculation as well with Ron Rivera and just if he'll continue to be the head coach. And so maybe there'll be a promotion within to Eric Bieniemy just because of how well the offense has done. So I think he has proven at least to be taken more seriously as a head coaching candidate at minimum. The Rams, though, man, are I think Kyron Williams was that X factor. This offensive line looked great, but I think having Kyron Williams in the backfield adds just a whole other layer of dynamicness to this offense. Because what we've seen from when he was out on IR to now when he's come back, this offense is just so explosive. He brings a good balance to the running game, but then also his receiving on the backfield capabilities has been huge for this team here. Puka Nacua's, you could make it. I mean, I'm trying to think. It depends on CJ Stroud's health, but like he'll probably be rookie of the year. But I think Puka Nacua could have some argument, I think, to having rookie of the year capabilities with the season that he's having. I think I saw one stat in the game is like they were showing 100+ yard receiving games of the first 4 rookie receivers that were taken in the first round to Puka Nacua. I think they all only have 1, if that even. And Puka Nacua has like 5 or 6 now. He's having just a whale of a season. And on top of it, too, I think they need to improve a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Aaron Donald, it only going to be around for so much longer. But defensively, though, they're not atrocious. They're average to a little bit below average when it comes to yards allowed per game, both passing and defensive side of the ball. They do need to improve a little bit on the sack category. That's kind of where I was talking about, like improving with Aaron Donald. Not improving with Aaron Donald.
Around him, getting him some supporting pieces and whatnot, which I agree with. I mean, I think you can always improve, but where I thought this defense was going to be coming into the year, I thought it was Aaron Donald or bust. And now I think it's Akello Witherspoon is having a really good season. And like, I don't know, they're just playing good, solid football. And I do think this defense could stand to improve, but honestly, you mentioned it, Kyron Williams. I don't know explosiveness. I definitely think he adds, but he just brings this offense to another level because I think he balances it out. He makes defenses have to really respect the running game. And one of the things that I really want to give Sean McVay props for is I don't think this offensive line is as good as they're playing. I think they're punching above their weight at the moment. I know they did a couple things to address it in the offseason and in the draft. Steve Avila was their first pick in the second round. But I just don't – I think this offensive line is being schemed around, and Sean McVay is just doing a masterful job of getting the most out of these players and setting them up for success. And that to me has been the key for them this season. And when Kyron Williams is in, they're able to, I think, complement some of the speed and athleticism that they have on that offensive line with the running game. So let's go ahead and get into our predictions here for this game. Before we do that, if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Tyler and I have a unique goal of getting to 2,333 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could help us reach that goal, that would be very much appreciative. We would be very appreciative. And Tyler, I'm going to throw it over to you. Who do you have coming out ahead in this matchup?
So I have the Los Angeles Rams winning this one. This is one of the better passing teams going up against one of the weaker passing defenses in the league here. I think the Commanders are giving up the most passing yards throughout the season. That's even to say their secondary just still needs some work. Right? I think that Emmanuel Forbes pick. I hope he pans out. But yeah, I think that was a big miss as of right now, just from what we've seen from Christian Gonzalez, the couple of games that we saw him play. And on top of that, too, this Los Angeles Rams passing offense is just super dynamic. I think they can put up 45 points. Commanders are going to get their fair share of points, but I can honestly see this being like a 42-21 type victory for the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams too. I think they're the better team. I think they're a little bit frustrated after last week's performance and not coming out ahead in that one. And I think this is very much a get-right game for them. The Commanders have definitely sold off a few pieces. in their line from their roster at the trade deadline. I definitely think the mentality for them is looking on to 2024. And I'm going to make a bold prediction here. This could be Ron Rivera's last game as the Washington Commanders head coach, if it goes badly enough for the Commanders here. So it'll be
Interesting.
it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. Watching Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, Tyler Higbee, Matt Stafford, and Kyren Williams all on the field at the same time has been very, very fun to watch. And I look forward to watching them again this weekend. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the Washington Commanders or the Los Angeles Rams? Other than that, we will see you guys next time.